India took a historic step. CAA 2019 rules notified non-Muslim refugees will be able to get citizenship. Agni 5 gets huge success. The test was conducted under Mission Divyastra. India joins the superpowers of the world. SIPRI released report. India becomes the world's top arms importer. Russia is the main arms supplier. Survey released on golden langur. 7,396 golden langurs found in India, highest number seen in Assam. Recently, India and the European Union signed a free trade agreement. Under this agreement, both India and EFTA aim to promote investment and enhance bilateral trade in goods and services. Under the agreement, an investment of about $100 billion has been committed over the next 15 years. This is India's first modern trade agreement with a group of developed countries. The agreement includes 14 chapters covering rules of trade, intellectual property rights, trade in services, investment promotion, and cooperation. Additionally, provisions for government procurement, technical barriers to trade, and trade facilitation have also been included. It is noteworthy that after the European Union, the United States, Britain, and China, EFTA is India's fifth largest trading partner. Bilateral trade between India and EFTA was $18.65 billion in the fiscal year 2022-23. Whereas in the year 2021-22, it was $27.23 billion. Switzerland is the largest trading partner of India in this group. Let us inform you that EFTA, that is European Free Trade Association, is a regional intergovernmental organization established in 1960. Its objective is to promote free trade and economic integration among its members. It encourages the growth of international trade in goods and services. Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland are part of this association. It is one of the three economic blocs in Europe alongside the EU and Britain. Recently, the central government notified the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 or CAA for implementation. This paves the way for granting citizenship to undocumented non-Muslim immigrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. As of December 31, 2014, non-Muslim immigrants from these three countries coming to India will be eligible for citizenship. These non-Muslim immigrants include people of Christian, Parsi, Buddhist, Jain, Sikh, and Hindu faiths. Let us tell you that the purpose of the Citizenship Amendment Act is to protect individuals seeking refuge in India due to religious persecution. This law provides them with a shield against illegal immigration proceedings. To be eligible for citizenship, applicants must have entered India on or before December 31, 2014. Currently, Indian citizenship is granted to those born in India or who have resided in the country for at least 11 years. The proposed amendment also includes provisions to cancel the registration of overseas Citizen of India holders if they violate any provisions of the Citizenship Act or any other applicable law. Let us tell you that in India, citizenship is listed in the Union list under the Constitution. Thus, it falls within the exclusive jurisdiction of Parliament. The details of citizenship are provided in Articles 5 to 11 of Part 2 of the Constitution. Recently, India successfully tested the Agni 5 ballistic missile equipped with multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle technology under Mission Divyastra. The objective is to strike multiple targets simultaneously. The test flight under Mission Divyastra was conducted from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. This represents the latest developed phase of India's nuclear-capable Agni missile series named after the Sanskrit word Agni. It is noteworthy that MIRV stands for Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicle Technology, which enables a single missile to carry multiple warheads. It has the capability to target several distant locations spanning hundreds of kilometers. This technology is possessed by only a few countries such as the United States, Russia, China, among others. Let us tell you that Agni series is a group of ballistic missiles developed by India, with each version designed for specific ranges and objectives. It has been indigenously developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization. Among the Agni variants, Agni 1 is a short-range ballistic missile with a range capability of about 700 to 1200 kilometers, while Agni 2 has a range capability of over 2000 kilometers. Agni 3 can target distances exceeding 2500 kilometers and Agni 4 can target distances exceeding 3500 kilometers. These missiles can be fired from road mobile launchers. Let us inform you that India's longest range ballistic missile is the Agni 5. Its first test flight was conducted in April 2012. It has a range capability of more than 5000 kilometers and utilizes a 3-stage solid-fueled engine. Recently, the Indian Prime Minister laid the foundation for the second rocket launch pad at Kulashekhara-Patnam, Tamil Nadu. This will be the second such center after the existing Satish Dhawan Space Center. This new launch pad will focus on the launch of small satellite launch vehicles on a commercial basis. It includes facilities such as rocket integration with the launch pad, ground range and checkout facilities, and a checkout computer along with a mobile launch structure. With the mobile launch structure, it will be able to launch 24 satellites per year. Let us tell you that SSLV or Small Satellite Launch Vehicle is a 3-stage launch vehicle. It is configured with 3 solid propulsion stages and a liquid propulsion-based velocity trimming module as a terminal stage. It has a diameter of 2 meters, a length of 34 meters, and a weight of approximately 120 tons. It is useful for launching small-sized satellites weighing between 10 to 500 kilograms into low Earth orbit. Based on their size and weight, these are commonly referred to as micro, mini, or nano satellites. They have lower cost and require less flight time to deploy the desired satellite into orbit. Notably, Satish Dhawan Space Center was established in 1971 at Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Recently, health ministers from African countries have signed the Yaounde Declaration for the eradication of malaria. Additionally, health ministers from 11 African countries have expressed commitment to accelerate efforts to eliminate malaria. This announcement was made during the Yaounde Summit jointly organized by the World Health Organization and the Government of Cameroon. The participating countries included Burkina Faso, Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ghana, Mali, Mozambique, Niger, Nigeria, Sudan, Uganda, and Tanzania. These countries account for nearly 70% of global malaria cases. Let us tell you that the objective of the Yaounde Declaration is to increase domestic financing for malaria control programs. Additionally, it aims to invest in data technology and implement new policies for malaria elimination. Let us inform you that malaria is a mosquito-borne disease caused by Plasmodium parasites. There are 5 species of Plasmodium parasites, 2 of which, P. falciparum and P. vivax, pose a significant danger. The disease is transmitted by infected female Anopheles mosquitoes. Symptoms include fever and flu-like conditions. The World Health Organization has recommended the use of RTS-S/AS01 malaria vaccine for children in areas with P. falciparum malaria transmission. Recently, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology inaugurated India's first FutureLABS Center at CDAC in Thiruvananthapuram. This lab will be an innovation hub for India's next generation. It is named the Center for Semiconductor Chips and Systems for Strategic Electronics. Its objective is to promote chip design, manufacturing, and research for the next generation. It is also believed that it will shape major technologies in the future such as semiconductors and artificial intelligence. Notably, CDAC will work as a nodal agency for startups and companies working in the field of FutureLABS. It will also develop plans, standard operating procedures, and guidelines. Let us tell you that CDAC, which stands for the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, is a premier research and development branch of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It was established in India in 1988. Its objective is to promote research and development in electronics, information technology, and related fields. CDAC developed India's first indigenous supercomputer, Param 8000, in 1991. Recently, a survey has been conducted on the population of the golden langur in India. As a result of this survey, the number of golden langurs in India has been estimated to be around 7,396. This survey was released by the Primate Research Center NE India and the Assam Forest Department along with others. The estimation of the extensive population of this endangered primate has been done in two phases. In the first phase, the western part of the Manas Biosphere Reserve was included, which encompasses the Ripu Reserved Forest, Chirang's Reserve Forest, Manas Reserve Forest, and the Manas National Park. In the second phase, the fragmented forest habitats of golden langurs in the Bongaigaon, Kokrajhar, and Dhubri districts of Assam were included. The primate species golden langur are found only in these regions of the country. The golden langur is also known as Gee's golden langur. Its scientific name is Trachypithecus gee. This unique species is typically found in northeastern India and southern Bhutan. They prefer broad-leaved forest in both subtropical and temperate climates. Golden langurs are relatively small primates with males weighing between approximately 9 to 12 kilograms. The average length of males is about 95 centimeters while females measure around 89 centimeters. This species has been declared endangered under the IUCN Red List and is protected under Appendix 1 of CITES. It is also listed under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 for conservation. Recently, a survey has been conducted on the Great Barrier Reef. Scientists have found that the Great Barrier Reef is being affected by coral bleaching events. Scientists believe that the underlying cause is climate change and the phenomenon of El Nino. Therefore, scientists are expressing concerns about coral bleaching on a global scale for the fourth time. At the same time, it was found that rocks located in the Indian, Pacific, and Atlantic Oceans are showing serious signs of bleaching. It is noteworthy that coral bleaching occurs when there is an increase in temperature, light, or changes in nutrients causing stress on the coral reefs. This leads them to expel the symbiotic algae found within their tissues. The corals turn white in color due to this phenomenon. This event is known as coral bleaching or coral whitening. This phenomenon is usually seen in the Great Barrier Reef. Let us tell you that the Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest and most prosperous coral reef ecosystem, formed by more than 2,900 reefs and over 900 islands. It stretches over an area of approximately 2,300 kilometers along the northeastern coast of Queensland, Australia. This thriving ecosystem is composed of billions of tiny organisms known as coral polyps, which inhabit the reefs. These polyps contain microscopic algae called zooxanthellae, which reside within their tissues. These organisms are specialized microorganisms that showcase the unique characteristics of marine plants. They contribute to the formation of coral reefs through the deposition of calcium carbonate derived from the calcium carbonate secreted by these organisms. The Great Barrier Reef was declared a World Heritage Site in 1981. Let us inform you that there are 4 major coral reef regions in India. These are Gulf of Mannar, Gulf of Kutch, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. Recently, the Prime Minister of India launched the Mahtari Vandana Yojana in Chhattisgarh. Under this scheme, the first installment of 655 crore rupees has been transferred as the initial payment. Under this scheme, married women of the state will be provided financial assistance of rupees 1,000 per month as monthly DBT. This project aims to ensure economic empowerment of women, provide them with financial security and promote gender equality. Let us tell you that the Mahtari Vandana Yojana will benefit all married women in the state aged 21 and above. Widows, divorced and deserted women will also be eligible for this scheme. About 70 lakh women will benefit from this scheme during the same period. The Prime Minister also discussed the Lakhpati Didi Yojana aimed at women empowerment and the Self-Help Group Initiative. Let us inform you that Lakhpati Didi Yojana is implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development of Government of India. Its aim is to promote economic empowerment and financial independence among women in rural areas. This scheme is a skill development training program. Under this scheme, women are provided with skill training by the government to become economically self-sufficient. Self-help groups are informal associations of people who come together voluntarily to improve their living conditions. Members of these groups solve their common problems through mutual support. It embraces the concept of self-help to encourage entrepreneurship and poverty alleviation. Recently, SIPRI, the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, has released a report. According to the report, India is the world's top importer of weapons. It states that between 2014 to 18 and 2019 to 23, there was a 4.7% increase in weapon imports to India. During this period, Russia remained India's main supplier of weapons, although its share in weapon imports decreased to 36%. The report also states that during this period, Pakistan has seen a 43% increase in weapon imports. In 2019 to 23, Pakistan emerged as the fifth largest importer of weapons. Additionally, there has been a 44% decrease in China's weapon imports. However, this is attributed to the displacement of imported weapons by indigenous systems. Furthermore, there has also been a 5.3% decrease in China's weapon exports. According to the report, there was a 17% increase in weapon exports from the United States between 2014 to 18 and 2019 to 23. During this period, its share in total global weapon exports increased from 34% to 42%. The top 10 weapon exporting countries in the world, along with the United States, are France, Russia, Italy, South Korea, China, Germany, the United Kingdom, Spain, and Israel. Let us tell you that SIPRI is an independent international institute dedicated to research on conflict, armaments, arms control, and disarmament. It was established in 1966 in Stockholm. After the news, now let's take a look at 5 questions related to the current affairs. Questions based on today's bulletin are: first question is, consider the following statements with reference to the Great Barrier Reef. 1. It is spread over an area of 2300 kilometers in the northeastern coastal region of Australia. 2. It was declared as a World Heritage Site in 1981. 3. It is the second largest barrier reef in the world. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none of these? Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to golden langur. 1. It is also known as Gee's golden langur. 2. The average height of the male is 75 cm. 3. This species is declared endangered under the IUCN Red List. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none of these? Next question is, consider the following statements regarding Agni 5 missile. 1. India's longest range ballistic missile. 3. It has been developed in collaboration with ISRO and NASA. 3. Its strike range is 3,500 kilometers. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none of these? Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to malaria. 1. It is a vector-borne disease. 2. It is caused by Plasmodium parasite. 3. This disease is spread by the bite of infected male Anopheles mosquito. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none of these? Last question is, consider the following statements with reference to SIPRI. 1. It is an independent international institution. 2. It is dedicated to research on conflict, armaments, arms control, and disarmament. 3. It was established at Stockholm in 1966. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none of these? Recently, the Prime Minister launched the PM SURAJ portal. The full name of this portal is Pradhan Mantri Samajik Utthan and Rozgar Adharit Jan Kalyan. It is a national portal through which loan assistance will be provided to 1 lakh entrepreneurs from disadvantaged sections. Through this portal, people will be able to easily avail of loans, including business loans of up to 15 lakh rupees. The objective of the portal is to uplift the most marginalized sections of society and create employment opportunities while empowering them. Recently, during the India Techade Chips for Viksit Bharat initiative, the Prime Minister laid the foundation for 3 semiconductor projects. The inauguration of these 3 projects took place in Dholera, Gujarat, Marigaon, Assam, and Sanand, Gujarat. The objective is to establish India as a global center for semiconductor design, manufacturing, and technological development while creating employment opportunities for the country's youth. Recently, the Ministry of Heavy Industries announced the Electric Mobility Promotion Scheme 2024 to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles or EVs in India. Under this scheme, a total expenditure of 500 crore rupees will be incurred over 4 months. Only electric 2-wheelers and electric 3-wheelers will be eligible under the scheme, including registered e-rickshaws, e-carts, and L5 automobiles. Additionally, incentives will be provided only to advanced EVs equipped with sophisticated batteries to encourage the development of advanced technologies. This scheme will benefit over 3,72,000 EVs. Moreover, it will promote the rapid adoption of electric vehicles and contribute to the development of green mobility and the EV manufacturing ecosystem in the country. Recently, the Ministry of Coal released the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan aimed at providing deep insights into the coal sector through the centralized portal available on the ministry's page. This comprehensive geospatial information system or GIS-based platform aims to bring together various ministries for contemporary planning for the voice of people, goods, and services. Additionally, it will enable knowledge, technology, and innovation to further economic growth and development. Recently, the Central Home Minister announced that every year on September 17th, Hyderabad Liberation Day will be celebrated in honor of the martyrs of the Hyderabad Liberation Movement. On September 17, 1948, the former Hyderabad state, which was under the rule of the Nizams, was liberated immediately after a military operation initiated by the then Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. In memory of the martyred soldiers during this period, the decision has been made to observe September 17th as Hyderabad Liberation Day. Recently, the 12th edition of the India-Italy Military Cooperation Group meeting was held in New Delhi. During this meeting, discussions were held on new initiatives to enhance defense cooperation and military-to-military exchanges between the two countries. The meeting was organized between the Directorate of International Defense Cooperation Headquarters, Integrated Defense Staff, and the Military Policy and Planning Division of the Italian Defense General Staff. Let us tell you that Italy and India had recently elevated their bilateral relations to the level of strategic partnership during Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's visit to India in March 2023. A memorandum of understanding on defense cooperation was also renewed during Defense Minister's visit to Italy in October 2023. Recently, the University of Mauritius conferred the honorary title of Doctor of Civil Law on the President of India, Mrs. Draupadi Murmu. This honor is a glimpse of the strong relationship between India and Mauritius. Every year, 400 people from Mauritius are trained in India under various technical and economic cooperation or ITC programs, and approximately 60 Mauritian students receive scholarships to pursue higher education in India. Mauritius is also a close maritime neighbor of India. Recently, Prime Minister of India observed a joint demonstration of indigenous defense equipment as part of the Bharat Shakti live fire and war exercise by all 3 forces in Pokhran, Rajasthan. During this event, indigenous weapons and platforms were showcased to demonstrate the strength of the country. This exercise was organized to demonstrate the integrated operational capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces in dealing with threats spread across land, air, sea, cyber, and space domains. Recently, the government has notified a uniform civil code for pharmaceutical marketing practices. Its objective is to curb unethical practices within the pharmaceutical industry that could influence healthcare professionals. Through this, the central government has allowed companies to organize medical education workshops and provide research grants for healthcare professionals provided they are done transparently. The new guidelines prohibit companies from organizing continuous medical education workshops abroad. Additionally, pharmaceutical companies are also prohibited from giving various types of gifts such as travel, accommodation, and financial assistance to healthcare workers and their families. On March 12, the Prime Minister inaugurated the SURAJ Ashram during his visit to the Sabarmati Ashram in Gujarat. During this visit, he also inaugurated the master plan of the Gandhi Ashram Memorial. SURAJ Ashram is the ashram where Gandhiji stayed before moving to Sabarmati. 12th March is the same date on which Gandhiji initiated the Dandi March. In commemoration of this day, the celebration of the Amrit Mahotsav of Independence was also launched from the Sabarmati Ashram on March 12. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.